Okay, platypuses, today in maths, you're going to be solving multiplication calculations. And we're going to do the lesson slightly differently. Today, you're going to be watching my video and just following my instructions and completing the activities that I give you, okay? So we're not using the White Rose videos today, okay? Right, so the learning question is, how can I solve multiplication calculations? So if we look at this calculation here, for the past week or so, you have been learning your times tables, how to solve multiplication calculations. I want you to think about how can you solve this calculation? So it is 5 times 2. You can pause the video here and have a think about it. You can draw something, you can, to help you work it out. Think about all the things that you have learned about before I show you how I've worked it out, okay? So have a think about it, write it down if you need to, and I'm going to show you how I've worked it out. Now, I hope you can see this well. Some of my drawings are a little bit small, but can you see what I've done here? So the number sentence is 5 times 2, and here I have done, so I've made 5 groups of 2. So I've got a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, and a 2. So I've done a drawing to help me. So we know that the times sign can mean groups of. Now, the total of that then, so if I counted, I would count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, okay? Now, you hopefully have learnt that with multiplication can be done any way round. So can you see what I've done here? Instead of doing 5 times 2, I've done 2 times 5. I've switched the numbers around. And this time I've got 2 groups of 5. So actually I'm going to look at this picture here. So 2 groups of 5. 5 and 5 makes 10. And then on this side I've drawn some arrays to help me. So here I've got 5 groups of 2 and here I've got 2 groups of 5. Now with multiplication you can do it any way round and you can still get the same answer. This is called commutative. Okay, it just means that when you switch the numbers around, we still get the same answer. Can you think of another calculation where it is commutative and it doesn't matter which way round the numbers are? Does that work with subtraction? No, it doesn't. Does it work with addition? Yes, it does. It works with addition. So it's the same as addition. If you do it and switch the numbers the other way around, you still get the same answer. And my pictures here have proved that. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So I would like you to have a think about, so pause the video here, try to work out the answer to 9 times 5 before I show you my answer. Okay? Right, so can you see what I've done here? I've got the answer 45. Is that what you got? I know that this calculation means 9 lots of 5. Remember, this times sign, this multiplication sign can mean groups of or lots of. It can be multiplied by, it can mean times. It means lots of things. So can you see here? It's very small, so I hope you can see it. There are 9 lots of 5. There's a 5, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 lots of 5. And when I count in 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. My total is 45, okay? Is that what you got? I'm sure you did. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Now, this one is 7 times 3. Now, counting in threes is a little trickier because it's something quite new in year 2. Now, you can do exactly the same thing as what you have done for the other one. So draw me a picture to show your answer, pause the video and work that out before I show you my answer. Okay, how did you get on? So can you see here that I have drawn a picture to help me? I have drawn 7 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups of 3. In each group, I've put 3 dots. Now, counting in threes is quite tricky. So to help me, I've written the numbers at the bottom here. Can you see? So that I don't get confused. So I've put them here. So I've done 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Okay, now remember, if you get stuck when you're counting in different steps, like so for instance, if you get stuck when you can do up to 3, 6, 9, and then you don't know what comes after 9, all you need to do is you need to add on 3 more. So you do 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm using my fingers to count on the 3, so I know that I've added 3, okay? And you can do that whenever you get stuck, whether it's counting in 3s or 2s or 5s or whatever. And remember, this multiplication sign can mean groups of or lots of. So my total is 21. Okay, let's go on to the next one. So 10 times 10. What are you going to count in this time? What are you going to draw? Pause the video, have a go, working it out in any way that you like, drawing a picture, counting, okay? What are you going to count in for this one? Okay, so pause the video and have a go before I show you what I've got. Okay, so I worked this out. This time, do you know what? I didn't draw a picture because actually I find counting in tens the easiest. And I think you do too. So you can still draw a picture if you like. You could have drawn 10 lots of 10, okay? 10 groups of 10. Or you can just count in tens. You can count 10 lots of 10. So you could, I'm going to use my fingers, so I'm going to count. I've got 10 fingers, so I'm going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, okay? So I know that the answer is 100. So that's another way to do it, just to count in those steps. Okay, the next one. What happens when you multiply a number by 0? So if you have 0 and you multiply it by 5, or you times it by 5, or it can also mean 0, lots of 5, 0 groups of 5, what will your answer be? Think carefully about this one. This is one that that some people find a bit tricky, okay, until you think a bit more carefully about it, okay? So have a think about it before I show you your answer. Okay, so 0 times 5. Okay, the answer is 0. If you multiply a number by 0, you're always going to get 0, okay? Because if you've got 0 and you multiply 0 means nothing. If you multiply it by 5 and you haven't got anything, the answer is still going to be 0, okay? So just remember that if you multiply a number by 0, it's always going to be 0, okay? So 0 times 10 will be 0. 0 times 5 times 2 will be 0. 5 times 0 will be 0. Okay, so it will always, the answer will always be 0. Okay, let's have a look at this one. 10 times 8. Now, this number sentence might trick you a little bit, but if you think about it, I know you're going to be able to work it out. Okay, so 10 times 8. What does 10 times 8 mean? 10 lots of 8. Do you know how to count in 8? Have we learned how to count in 8? What could we do to make this easier for us to work out? I'm going to show you on the next slide. Have a think about it. I wonder if you come up with the same answer as me. Okay, can you see what I've done? So I have switched the numbers around. Okay, I know that even if I do 8 times 10, I will still get to 80. 10 times 8 is 80, 8 times 10 is 80. Do you remember that word, commutative? Can you say it? Commutative. Doesn't matter which way round you do the numbers, you'll still get the same answer. So I'm going to count 8 lots of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. That was 8 lots of 10, okay? And the answer is 80. Remember, you can draw a picture to help you. Okay, so think about what we've just done with the other one and think about this number sentence. 5 times 7. 5 lots of 7, 5 groups of 7. Do you know how to count in sevens? What can you do to help you? Have a quick think about it. Say it out loud before I explain what you can do. Okay, do you see what I've done? All I've done is switch the numbers around. So I will still get the same answer no matter which way I do it, but instead of counting in sevens, I'm going to count in fives. So instead of 5 lots of 7, I'm going to do 7 lots of 5. So 7 lots of 5, let's count together. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. That was 7 lots of 5, okay, and the answer is 35. Okay, fantastic work. Right, so what you're going to do today is you are going to solve multiplication calculations. Now, I have got some questions here for you, okay, and you just need to try to answer them. Now, remember, you can draw pictures or arrays to help you. You can count in 2s, 3s, 5s, or 10s. You have got a mixture of 2, 5, and 10s here and here. And then the last ones, remember I said counting in 3s is a little trickier. So you have got counting in 3s for this last part here. So remember, draw pictures to help you if you get stuck. And then your challenge for today, you have some problems, okay? So I would like you to read the problems, okay? Draw a picture and show the calculation. I would like to see that so that I know how you've answered the question, okay? And then your challenge today is to make up your own multiplication problem for the rest of the class to solve, okay? So can you think of your own problem that the class can solve? That would be really great if we could put some up on Google Classroom and see whether some other people could solve them, okay? So remember, today, when you're working out your answers, don't forget to draw pictures to help you work the math. Okay, good luck with your math.